Sarah, Phil.
Hello.
She's wearing a mask for some reason. We are Ona SLC and also people. We made another video a second ago and it was stupid. So we're making this one now. We're a couple of people, human beings. Sometimes I feel like an alien, but I've discovered lately that I'm not. I'm just a human being and I can't escape that. So if you feel that way, I get it.
Okay, so that's very ironic that you would introduce us this way. Because
Why?
Well.
Oh, there she is. Sarah, everybody.
Hello. Because this week's or month's class is about writing the story of me. And the very first question is 6 things you could be other than human. So that's funny because you were talking about being a human being, but today we're going to write...
I hope you guys can read backwards.
I think they can.
There you go. Well, this day and age, you kind of have to because oftentimes you'll be reading, it'll be exactly like this where you got the thing.
So...
We didn't set that up, by the way, with the human thing. That wasn't a setup.
6 things you could be other than human. I made this worksheet, you guys.
Wait, you made this?
Yeah. I've been teaching for over 10 years, and I've never made a worksheet until
You made these too?
Yeah, I made a little,
You did that?
The little graph and everything.
Very cool, man.
We're going to write books this month. So this is a 2-part project. First, you answer all the questions on this worksheet. The first question is 6 things you could be other than human. Then you pick one, and you put it in a place. It could be any place. The place is the setting of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Then you choose a couple of other characters that would probably also be in that setting.
Mm-hmm.
The last box might be a little confusing for you. It says, using the setting or place and the main character, choose one of each. A color, a smell, a sound, a taste, a texture. Now the reason I put that question in there is to get you thinking with all 5 of your senses as you're writing your story.
Very good.
The other side is the 5 scenes that happen in your story. So the beginning is like just put your character in the setting. So maybe it's a banana peel and he's in a garbage can. That's it. Once upon a time, there was a slimy banana peel, and he was in a garbage bag, and it was a black garbage bag, and you could hear flies buzzing around, and
that's
he
the
was
beginning.
Really wondering what his life was all about. The second scene, something happens. Maybe the garbage man comes along, and he picks up the garbage can, and all of a sudden, he's not in his garbage bag anymore. He's being dumped into a huge, way bigger world of garbage. So all of a sudden there's everybody's garbage, and he's like, God, I used to be the only banana peel in the garbage can, and now there's so many of them. Like, I don't even matter anymore. And so the third one is, how do you feel? I feel like my life doesn't have any meaning. I feel lost. I feel stinky.
Because you thought you were the only banana peel.
And so what do I do? What's the banana peel gonna do? Well, you get to decide. I mean, maybe he jumps out of the garbage truck and gets run over by a different truck, and then that's the end of the banana peel because he can't handle the fact that he's not the only one. Or maybe he goes out and wanders around the garbage truck and he makes friends with all the other banana peels, and then maybe he starts talking to the rotten apple cores, and then maybe he starts talking to the empty Coca-Cola cans and realizes he can be friends with lots of different kinds of garbage. The resolution is the 5th box. What changed? So the banana peel we had in the beginning of the story is going to be different than the banana peel we meet at the end of the story. So the resolution could be he's dead. Whoops. I mean, that's not, so that's not a very interesting story necessarily. You could probably make it work. But another resolution is like what, Phil?
It finds an apple core and they figure out how to have an interfrutal relationship.
Interfrutal?
In a society that tries to tell you that you shouldn't.
There you go. There's a real lesson in that story. So, you fill out the whole worksheet. Then, you need at least 5 or 6 pieces of paper, okay?
All right.
And you fold them in half. Hold on, I'm gonna
so.
I'm gonna go get my book. Hold on.
Hold 1 second, please. I'll stretch. I'm feeling a little tired today. We had a pretty cool show last night. One day soon, you guys will be able to go to our shows, I think.
Yeah, it was at Kilby Court.
Kilby Court.
Fitch and Menace.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rap show. It was cool.
Or Mitch and Finnis. So here she goes with her two-sided.
So, see, I took about 6 pieces of paper. I folded them in half.
Ah, like a book.
I stapled it a wee bit. So I haven't finished my book yet, but I will. When I see you guys, I'll have it done. All I've done so far, see, I wrote the words on the page. And then, see, words. You can write the words however you want. You can do it in like little boxes. You can do it all. You can swirl them all around the page.
So have you left room for illustrations?
Yes.
Is that what this is?
Yes, yes.
So can they do that too?
I expect them to do that. I want to
Sweet.
see your illustrations.
Illustrate.
Mm-hmm.
What if they wanted to team up and one person was the writer and one person was the illustrator? Is that something they could do?
Totally. You could totally
Cool.
do that. As long as you give credit to both artists on the front of your book.
Yeah.
So you can create a title, you can create a picture that goes on the front of your book. But this worksheet is very helpful
Yeah, it's cool.
in organizing your ideas. So if you actually take the time to fill this out, then when you go to write your book, it'll be much easier to organize your ideas. So this is 5 boxes, right, of the 5 different scenes. So the way that this translates to the book is that like this is like 2 sides, right, per scene. So like this is the first scene and this is the second scene, and it gets both sides of the book. Okay? You can make as many scenes as you want, but you're going to have at least 5.
Cool.
Now, we probably need to tell them a little bit about what Own It SLC is, because we gave you the assignment, okay? Make sure you take the time and really work on it, because when we see you on Friday, you're going to read us your books. But, like, who the heck are we, and why are we here, and why are you guys in a group called Own It, and what's Own It about?
Very good question. See? Own It. Some people hear Own It and they laugh. You know? They're like, oh yeah, clever. I have a friend that laughs and makes fun of it all the time. Any chance he gets. If he hears someone say own it, are we back? Are we back? Are we back?
I don't even know why that happened.
Me either.
I think we're back now.
Oh, hey!
There was some sort of frozen
Glitch.
thing. I don't know how that's gonna look on your end, but
It'll be fun.
We're just gonna keep going.
Just go
anyway,
with it.
Go on.
Yeah, just
Own
go
it.
with it. So Own It is we came up with it because we wanted a response to recovery and normal stuff, and we were talking one time. We were trying to plan an event and wanted to put people on stage, ourselves included, and, you know, wanted it to mean something, I guess. Instead of just, hey, you guys show up and, you know, just go on the stage and do a little performance that, you know, took some time and effort, but did you really explore anything? Did you push any boundaries? Did you push against any, you know, constructs that maybe were developed in your younger years that you just follow without even thinking about? We didn't want that show.
It's kind of like the difference between, like, when you were a kid, maybe, did you trace pictures out of other people's books, or you can draw your own. You can really challenge yourself to draw your own drawing.
Yeah, or you start rapping like Mac Miller.
Yeah, a lot of times when people first start out with art, they copy other people. And so the own it is like, what's you? What are you going to own about you?
How are you going to get away from all the words and all the context that you've used your whole life to keep you, you know, as addicts and alcoholics, we're resourceful, and so we tend to use the things that keep us in the game, so to speak. So it can be a thing.
So, like, for example, probably there are a couple of you sitting in the room who would say something like, I have social anxiety. Or maybe there's somebody in the room that says, I always date the crazy people. And so, for example, if someone came to be in our show and they brought their poetry and they were like, this is about how I always pick the crazy people, Phil and myself would say, well, what does that have to do with you? What are you going to own about that? You're just going to say that they're crazy, or are you going to like own something about your life, man?
Yeah, we're not so interested in victims, because we've been victims ourselves. Like,
and aren't you guys tired of it?
For years. So we push on folks to entertain ourselves and get. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, it's funny and it's true, but it's also because we like to help people in our own way. Our way of helping is helping people explore what is theirs, what can they own, and not just to be accountable, because you guys hear that shit all the time, and so do we. It's more than that. It's like, this is me, man. Like, it's not an ownership. It's not an accountability to appease some fourth step necessarily. I mean, that, that's a part of it. It could be a part of it. It's more like, this is me. I'm owning me. I'm owning the shit that makes me me. And there's fucking power in that. It's empowering.
So you can do this in many ways, right? So Phil's right. This is the underlying message. And we do that using some form of creative expression. So Phil is a recording artist and a rap artist, and I am a visual artist and a writer and a poet. Mm-hmm. And he and I both have some experience with getting on stage and sharing through a microphone our voice and the message that we have created. There's a constant self-discovery that goes on in writing, and it's true in all different art forms. So sometimes we have dancers get up there. We've had people bring their paintings and put their paintings on stage with them while they tell their story that kind of goes along with the painting. We use any art form, and our goal is to empower artists and often empower people who maybe don't think of themselves as artists. Like maybe some of you are sitting there and you're thinking, well, that's not me. Or I have people say to me, I don't have a creative bone in my body. I'm like, actually, that's not true. And you are, if you're nothing else, that's what you are, is you were created, and human beings are makers of things. Everybody makes stuff.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people who don't think of themselves as artists tell really powerful stories. And so that's what we're here to share with you guys, is hopefully some creative tools that can teach you a little bit of openness. I would encourage you, if nothing else, to like have fun and be open. Like, just don't take yourself so seriously when you're filling out this worksheet. Just realize there's no wrong way to do it, and be open and weird and find out what you might create. And you might surprise yourself, and you might have fun. And the cool thing about sharing what you make is that you might entertain other people as well. It's like some of your peers in there, they might be like, dude, I didn't know you could do that. I had no idea you were like that. And so it's kind of like this fire that goes around. We pass it around and we inspire each other. What?
Yes.
You agree?
I did. I was holding in a yawn.
Because I was monologuing for too long. He was like, man, I heard all this from her already.
Actually, there was some stuff in there that was quite inspiring.
Oh, good.
And new-ish,
Nice.
On the cusp. Nothing's really completely new, but there's like that, the little cusp of new, where you're like, whew, and then hopefully you can use that and break through to something cool.
Mm-hmm. Expand.
We'll see you on your Friday.
Yeah, so get busy. Do your homework. Do your worksheet. It's a good one. I put a lot of thought into it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Put some real-time colors. Color your pictures.
Color your pictures.
We'll see you soon.
Use your words, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Bye.